Guys, welcome to my channel, Adding Voices. Today I was feeling a little down because of a certain spondylitis attack and I didn't feel like studying, so I decided to relax with some coloring. I wanted to try something different, not go with the traditional art apps, so I thought why not use my fingers and the markup feature in the Photos app. Not gonna lie, coloring the circles was so satisfying. Even though I was supposed to be de-stressing, I was kind of panicking because I wanted to complete this with as few mess-ups as possible. Initially, I thought it would be easy task because the picture looks so simple and aesthetically pleasing, but as I went forward with the circles, it was just taking out so much time. While coloring the circles, I was also deciding exactly what color pattern I was going to choose for the flowers. Maybe just, go with the basics. So I went with the purple ones for the small flower. The purple flower was also so satisfying, just so adorable. At this point, I was really enjoying the process. It all felt so easy, and the color was popping out so well. And purple and yellow is always an amazing combination, and both my favorite colors. The small flowers after coloring looked so adorable that I just wanted to stop and just save it because it just looked so pretty on its own. Going up with the big flowers, that's when it started messing up. The colors started overlapping terribly. I thought switching the pen would help, but still it wasn't as easy as it seemed. Or maybe it's just because I'm not an artist. I kept crossing the lines and I thought to myself, I'm not an artist, I'm de stressing, and it was all to just make myself feel better. The flowers were the trickiest. I kept going over the lines. I lost count of how many times I had to undo the whole process. I was either going over the lines or crossing the lines or maybe not filling it up properly. I don't know. But while coloring this particular image, I realized how this process is so similar to healing. It takes me back to the time when I was struggling with depression, and I think almost 6 years of suffering, I finally decided to take charge of my life. You see, the pen, the tip size of the pen, and the speed, all these things matter so much, just like the right people, guidance, and the media that influences you. I think my healing journey began with BTS. I'm a huge army. Their songs, Magic Shop gave me so much hope. All the members are like rays of joy to me. Not just Magic Shop, but Microcosmos, their entire album BE, and Durset. Those songs inspired me so much. I would actively follow the boys' words, and it made me feel like someone was there for me, even from so far away. But Magic Shop's lyrics touched me the most. So naturally, when I found out there was the book the song was based on, I had to download it. As I started reading into the Magic Shop by Dr. James Doty, it was like with every page I understood myself better. With each paragraph, things that were happening to me began to make sense. That was my turning point. I felt like a whole new person. For a few weeks, I was different. My thinking patterns completely changed. It all felt so satisfying to see things finally fall into place until I started crossing over the lines yet again. The progress felt fluctuating. I'd lose the momentum as soon as I gained it, and I'd be back to square one. I connected with my counselor, and I was devastated to realize that I had been getting better, but then I was falling right back into the same pit. It broke me. For the longest time, I believed nothing would work for me, that I was meant to feel this pain forever. My counselor on 7 Cups app consoled me, telling me that it would take time and I shouldn't rush it. But the black hole that at once felt like my cocoon now stifled me. Some days it felt like I was on top of the world. Other days I was just crumbling. The things people said, like it gets better with time or you'll get better, just try, it made me angrier. I didn't care what would happen later. I just wanted to know how to get out of it right now. Instead of pitiful words, I wished for guidance. My counselor told me that healing would be messy and not to get disheartened. She suggested alternative measures, which I realized today while coloring this picture were so important. Sometimes my finger glides over the screen smoothly and it feels so satisfying, but at other moments it feels tricky that I have to undo and restart. Some parts overlap, others cross the line. This is exactly what the trajectory of not just healing but growth feels like, as if it were just another art piece. If this drawing was like other artists, how would people know it was me behind it? The slight, intricate imperfections woven into our soul are like our characteristics trait, just like this image. I mean, we all can see this picture and confidently say, I'm not a great artist, am I? My fingers are not great at gliding over the screen. But is there anyone else who can replicate this? Moving forward, during my relapse period, I discovered an author named Najwa Zebian, and she turned my world upside down in a good way. I read her book Welcome Home, and I would recommend it to anyone who's struggling and needs a new perspective. I cried while reading it. My fingers trembled as I flipped through the pages. Her words felt like everything I couldn't say out loud. The poetry at the end, her story somehow felt like everyone's story. For example, someone has struggled with depression. Even the smallest help feels like a sliver of hope, and this book was a life changer for me. I slowly let myself feel and accept all the emotions I was going through. I let myself take time to process everything around me. I let myself brood, but I didn't overthink. I realized what everyone meant when they said healing is messy because it sure is messy. Some days you wake up and even winter feels like spring. Other days it's just so bad that even a pleasant breeze feels like a blizzard. I chose this picture thinking it would be nice to see good vibes come to life with vibrant colors, but as I keep coloring, I feel like maybe I should have used a different image because of the pain, because I was tired. I felt like I should make it into a two-part video, but then it just brought so much perspective. It made me think so much that I just completed it in one go. It is amazing how a picture has the power to take you back to old times, remind you of all the tiring nights I spent in bed, planning, thinking of a way out. Anyways, I think I'm almost reaching the end now. I thought the video was to relax, but somehow it just took me back to all the old memories. I hope through this I've been able to connect with anyone who needs someone to give them courage to speak up. I hope my experience can help you, and if not, at least this has been a worthwhile story to listen to as I colored. If you all ever need help, I'm always here for you. Just comment down below or DM me on my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And to conclude this video, even though this picture might not look perfect right now, it still looks good because it defines me. Slightly unsorted and mostly exploring. Nothing has to be perfect. A little room for imperfections is allowed. It just makes you feel real and authentic without the pressure. Because that little imperfection, that's a perfect little charm. It's what makes you identifiable for from everyone else. Thank you so much for following through this journey. Have a good day.